All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to How To University Information Lounge. With that being said, we're going to get started right now. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Information Lounge. This is part 5 of the 6-part series. All right, part 5 of the 6-part series of 6 websites that you can research local, national, and international threats. All right. And today we're on part number 5. So we're going to definitely get started with this video here on the international side of things of researching threats. And we're going to get started right now by playing this video. All right. So you guys enjoy. If there's anything I need to address, then I will do so. So let's get started. The next site we're going to look at is what is pulled up when I was looking up some things. So this is the next site, OSAC.gov. All right, OSAC.gov. And we're going to go ahead and pull that site up. All righty. And just take a look at that. And again, like I said, you can always just explore what you see, get familiar with how the site is. Now, some of these sites will change their layouts from time to time. So I think OSAC and travel.state.gov and Spot Crime, I think changed their layouts just a little bit. And so where you might have found something one time you was looking at it, you might look at it 2 or 3 weeks or a month later, and you find it, the layout is a little bit different. But you still should be able to find everything you need. So on OSAC, again, like I said, you can scroll down and there's a security snapshot, roadside crime in Costa Rica. I'm just going to click on that for a minute. Okay, you must have a user account. Okay, cool. Not a problem. And feel free to, because I don't think they charge you for anything. For these sites that you can sign in and have an account, why not just have an account there and so you can research and get all more detail, even more detailed information. Like some of the sites don't require you. I think every last site of them actually every website doesn't require you to sign in. It's just if you want certain to be able to do certain other things, you have to sign in. So the way we're going to access information is once you go to OSAC.gov, you want to go over here where it says content. And you can look up OSAC analysis, country security reports, or your travel advisories and alerts. All right, those first 3, take a look at any of those. Also, you can check out news too. And I think one of these, either the country security reports or the OSAC analysis, one of these news information pops up anyway. So we're going to go ahead and look at that. All right, I'm going to click on travel advisories and alerts. All right. And so there you have it. It's showing you different ones of today's date, and then it starts going back from there. Yesterday. So you can get fresh alerts, or in the search content box, you can type in something and maybe they'll give you, from months back or a year back or from now all the way until however far back they go. So let's look at the first one. Let me see. Natural disaster alert in Guatemala. The National Institute of Seismology, Volcanology, Meteorology, and Hydrology reports continue high levels of activity at Pacaya March 23rd. Ash is dispersing up to 50 kilometers to the north, northwest, and northeast. That's Guatemala eruptions continue at the Pacaya volcano. Okay, so they're giving you that alert right there. Kuwait changes to curfew restrictions and entry requirements. Minsk, Belarus rallies and protests associated with Freedom Day. Japan, state of emergency declaration lifted. On March 21st of this year, the Japanese government ended the state of emergency covering Tokyo, Kanagawa, Saitama, and Chiba. The government of Japan's national emergency declaration has now been lifted nationwide, despite some whatever that is. So let's go to Sudan. I think this was the first one, travel advisory. And I guess they'll tell you the different types: security alerts, health alerts, health alert in Peru, demonstration alert in Mali, health alert in Honduras, national curfew in effect, health alert in Serbia. So you can get health alerts, security alerts, demonstration alerts. All right. Natural disaster alerts, travel advisories. And I'm going to hit on this Sudan right here. Something for today. Let's see what it says, see what's going on here. All right. Just looking down, really browsing through real quick. Country summary: crime such as kidnapping, armed robbery, home invasion, and carjacking can occur. This type of crime is more frequent outside of Khartoum. Members of known terrorist groups continue to be in Sudan and could pose a threat. Terrorist groups in Sudan may harm Westerners and Western interests through suicide operations, bombings, shootings, and kidnappings. They may attack with little or no warning, targeting foreign and local government facilities and areas frequented by Westerners. So, if you were to go here and visit, you might want to stay away from places that Westerners are known to hang out or reside, because they could possibly attack there. There's always an option of don't go at all. All right. But if you just choose that you just have to go, they're giving you these things here that terrorist groups in Sudan may harm Westerners. That means people from the UK, the US, Canada, and maybe a few others. France, I think it's considered Westerners. Maybe Germany. Through suicide operations, bombing, shootings, and kidnappings. So you need to plan for how can I lessen the risk of being shot, of being kidnapped, or being somewhere when a bombing can occur, or somebody does a suicide operation. You got to come up with plans to deal with that stuff if you decide that's where you want to go, or if that's somewhere you have to go. Not that you have to go anywhere, you shouldn't have to go on somewhere violent, but if it's one of those things where you say, hey, I got a business trip, I have to be over here, I'll take the risk. Then, prepare for those type of things, write it out. Like I said, you could think through what you want to do, but it's probably good to just write it out or type it out on your computer, make a list of all the threats, and then make a list with each individual threat. How would you handle or make that lesson, or mitigation is what they call mitigate. How would you mitigate that particular threat from happening? All right. Let me see. Demonstrations, violence continues along the border between Chad and Sudan and areas that border South Sudan, including the disputed Abyei area or Abyei. Armed opposition groups are active in central Darfur state and parts of Blue Nile and South Kordofan states. The U.S. government has limited ability to provide emergency services to U.S. citizens in Sudan, as U.S. government employees must obtain special authorization from the Sudanese government to travel outside of Khartoum. The U.S. Embassy requires U.S. government personnel in Sudan to use armored vehicles for official travel. And then they have some more stuff. If you decide to travel to Sudan, they give you some tips here. Visit our website for travel to high-risk areas, and they'll give you some more information. Discuss a plan with your loved ones regarding care, custody of children, pets, property, belongings. So they give you some little checklist tips on, what you can do, what you need to do, what you should do, what you should consider. And then, of course, you can click on these highlights. Let me hit this travel high risk thing and see what pops up. Okay, so Travel.state.gov and OSAC.gov, they kind of interact with each other. And you click on one, it'll bring you to one site. Or if you're on one site and you click on something, it'll bring you to the other site. What the State Department can and cannot do in high-risk areas, you are subject to the laws and legal system of the country you are visiting in. In many high-risk areas, we cannot help you. Excuse me. This may be because of a lack of functioning government, the ineffectiveness or policies of local authorities, armed conflict, or poor governance. In many countries where the United States does not maintain diplomatic or consular relations, the U.S. government has no means to provide consular services to U.S. citizens. In the limited number of countries where the United States has an official protecting power arrangement with another country, very limited assistance may be available. In a crisis in a high-risk area, we may have to rely on local resources to resolve matters. So it's always good to try to either beforehand or at some point you're going to have to, if you want to go to these places, you have to get familiar with somebody, speak to people, get familiar with folks. Even sometimes when you tip certain people, they might be more likely to help you out in the future. So consider tips like that. They might like that American money. All right. And let's see here. So that's that with the travel with the OSAC. All right. So those are the internationals. Again, let me just go back one. Again, you can type in a particular location, and I'm sure they'll give you details on that. Or you can, like I said, just go to content, go to travel advisories and alerts, and you can just start scrolling down and see what the latest ones are. Again, these are all from today. All right. Different alerts, health alerts, demonstration alerts, security alerts, natural disaster alerts, travel advisory alerts, security alerts. Let me go to number 2 and just see what's going on. Demonstration, security. El Salvador has travel advisories. They're level 3. Reconsider. Health alert in Mumbai, India. Individuals may be subject to rapid antigen testing for COVID. Port-au-Prince, demonstration alert. And that was a couple of days ago. Demonstrations in the Zan area. Guatemala has healthcare workers and veterans plan nationwide protests. Security alerts. Mexico, ongoing criminal violence in Sonora. Stockholm, Sweden, demonstration alerts. So there's a lot going on. Natural disaster alerts in Iceland. Volcanic eruption in the Reykjanes, I think that's how you pronounce it, Regines Peninsula. Health alerts, France, lockdown measures for Paris and other regions in France. Let me go to number 5 just to take another look. Then we'll go to the last website. All right, so further back, health alert in Serbia, travel advisory level 3 in Uganda. Exercise increased caution in Uganda due to crime. Travel advisories in Mauritius, level 3 on March the 16th. Demonstration alert in Dublin Island. Large gatherings expected on St. Patrick's Day. Demonstration alert. And even though these are back, these are a few days ago or a week ago or so, you still might want to take a look because you might still be going. You might want to go to that location and you need to know what's happened there already. And because it could happen again. Or you just get the idea of how, the climate of the people's mindsets, even though that event was already over or took place. So it's just something to consider. All right. All right. So the last one we're going to go into. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So that is it for today on Information Lounge. That was OSAC.gov OSAC.gov. And that's the website you can also use to research any international types of threats. All right. So with that being said, you can always email me here at info@howtouniversityonline.com. Or if you have comments, questions, you can also put that in the description of under the video here. And I'll definitely be responding back to you. All right. So again, I appreciate you guys. This is part 5. We're going into the last one, part 6. And I will see you guys next week with part 6. Part 6. All right. This is Information Lounge. You guys take care. We'll see you then. Peace.